You little fucker.
You little fucker.
You can say that. Just say we're not.
We're still live right now.
This sounds kind of funny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. No, I actually can't hear you in this thing yet. You have to go closer, and then I can.
It's in the bottom right-hand corner, knucklehead.
Yeah, now I can hear you. You little fucker. Oh, now great.
Well, that was a back.
We're live right now.
This sounds kind of funny. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bill, it's like going behind it.
No, I actually can't hear you in this.
Why do we hear it again?
You have to go closer. Yeah, I don't know. It's just confusing me.
Oh, he's got it recording. Hey, knucklehead. You got it recording so we can hear what you're saying 10 minutes later.
Oh, now great.
Well, that was a back.
It's on delay.
How?
You gotta redo it.
No, we don't. Because I'm gonna download it and cut it. We'll be fine.
I was hearing what I said 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna work now though.
My topics over here kind of stink.
What do you mean?
Work on them.
I don't know. I don't have anything daring.
Wait, was the audio working then?
I can hear it in the ears, but I don't know if it's working anywhere else. Son of a bitch.
That's a big old TV.
65.
Yeah, it's working.
It's fire.
500.
That's it?
Micro
Chump.
Center got the best prices on TVs. They sell the refurbs and stuff. That one's not that. That was
You're talking like
Hello.
We're talking to the mic. What the hell are you talking about?
good info. We'll talk about that. We'll start with that.
Well, you're not
We don't
supposed
have Micro Center in Boston.
to- You're not
Hey, you
supposed.
do.
Nah, we
That's
don't.
where Flat's got his PC, dude.
Well, where is it?
It's far away.
Let's check it out.
1 second, I'm tweeting out.
What are you tweeting?
Micro.
It ain't even playing. Look.
It's live, dude. Trust.
Okay,
Yeah, remember how? Oh, it's in Cambridge. It's not
Oh,
close.
why don't we see it on the screen?
Because I paused it.
So we're not playing right now.
No, we are.
Jamie,
All right.
pull that shit up. Pull that shit
All
up.
right. Welcome to episode 4 of the Consistent Genius Podcast. Here with Bill Seach, Big Man, and Hunter Taute, Little Man. All right. So what were you just saying? Micro Center. Best prices around.
Oh, the TVs. Can you see the TV behind you?
Yeah. No.
Wow.
I cannot.
Jamie, pull that shit. We got it, Jamie.
There's the TV. It's right there.
Micro Center's got a great deal on TVs.
Talk a little bit more on the mic. Move a little closer.
Yeah, eat that thing.
Seriously. No, they do. They have the best deal in town.
Yeah. What were you saying? The refurbs.
Refurbs, 50-inch TV for $300.
Dude, I actually
Cheap.
saw there was a 49-inch TV for $300, and it might have been $399. It was 49-inch, brand new, 4K smart TV at Micro Center.
Right?
That's like, that's
Yeah.
amazing,
Black Friday's coming up.
dude. It is.
It's going to get better.
Oh yeah,
Black Friday in Columbus is just different.
it is.
Tell us about Boston Black Friday.
Oh, well, I don't participate. The state doesn't participate. When you come to Ohio, it's like they give shit away for free.
Oh,
Yeah, but I took this dummy to Myers one time, and he said he would shop there every day of his life.
that was him. No, that was him.
Yeah, Myers
Oh, I thought you
great.
said me. I thought you
It's
said I'm a
cheap.
dummy.
It's cheap, good products.
Dude, that's like
It's like an upscale Marshalls.
Target.
It's everything.
Dude, Target's amazing.
We got food.
They got everything.
We like food.
Wait, Myers has food.
Yeah.
They
It's
like
like
home
Costco.
good stuff.
Costco has
TVs,
great pizza, right?
couches, beds.
Yeah.
We don't got we don't got that.
Dude, this is crazy.
We have retail in Boston.
Boston's a high dollar place.
You want a bed?
It is,
okay,
dude, the
$5
rent.
grand.
Yeah.
Want a mattress? $2 more grand.
So you flew in from Boston today. I picked you up at the airport. Where were you before that?
Well, I'm a bargain shopper. I'm a cheapo. So I was sitting there at work on Thursday. and-
Whoa! I'm saying, where were you 2 days ago?
Listen, I'm getting to that. So me and my buddies, we all look for cheap flights. You know, you just browse every day. You find a cheap one, you put it on your calendar. So let's say you want to go to Florida in April. Okay, you check every day.
Yeah,
You see one for $100, you pull the trigger.
of course.
So that's how I go all the time.
So yeah,
I bought a round trip, 3 days, West Palm Beach, $300
Where'd you
for
$300.
2 people.
Not bad.
So
300 for 2 people round trip.
yeah,
Who'd
That's
you take
great.
with you?
my wife Rachel Baldrate.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah,
Ray
gotta
Ray.
give her a shout out. She's mad. I didn't tell her about it.
Shout
but
out to Ray Ray.
Did you bring your girlfriend, too?
Do you hear this? No, can't be having that.
That's crazy. So you went to Florida. That was fun.
Went to
Flew
Florida.
into Boston and then
Right
came
back to
here.
Ohio. Yeah.
Came here to see your lovely family.
Yeah,
Billy Seach,
something like
the
that.
Bill Seach, to be in the podcast.
Yeah, we have a lot of Billies around here.
I know. we do.
Scaring me.
You ready for turkey?
I mean, I could do without turkey, but I'll have some.
I think turkey's the best thing at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you like being stuffed?
Yeah. No. Like you guys like you guys like stuffing and stuff. I don't like that.
No, I don't like it
I'm not
either.
about that.
I like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not. It is a holiday, but for all the preparation, 10 minutes of eating, come on.
It's not worth it.
We go to the store 450 times
That's
for
true.
bread or a bud.
Dude, remember?
Bread or butter or
Listen,
bread.
remember
you
the
know?
time you and me actually went to the store like 5 times, dude?
For
Because
bread?
like,
For butter.
bread.
yeah, we
For
got
butter.
the wrong.
We
one
got the wrong
first,
butter 3 times.
and then we
in a row.
like
Doesn't
forgot
make sense.
something, and it was
Yeah,
stupid.
I don't really get it.
But dude, I'd rather go to like a
Sounds
nice
like a personal
steakhouse.
problem.
I'd rather go to like a nice steakhouse and eat like turkey and stuff. Like that's just me.
Turkey at a steakhouse.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that
Look,
works.
go to like Texas Roadhouse, get a nice steak. The rolls, dude. Oh,
Texas
my.
Roadhouse rolls are.
dude,
are the
that
best.
place
I had
is
a Charlie's
the
today for
best.
lunch.
Oh,
Rolls for
Charlie's?
money.
You like
Oh,
that?
Yeah.
What is Let's pull it up.
Oh, Charlie's.
Oh, Charlie's. It's
Oh,
it's like a fast
Charlie's.
food.
Columbus.
It's Westerville. It's a restaurant. It's good.
Yeah, the food in Boston. Oh my God,
And
is
the
it
chicken
It is
fingers.
terrible, dude. Like
Yeah.
we ate at that.
It's terrible.
what
Aren't
was
they
that?
all like family-owned places there?
Well, I mean, it depends where
What-
you're
what
at.
was that
but
place,
They have no chain food. They don't have a. I mean, they have Texas Roadhouse. I
No,
guess.
we all
No
ate in.
T-Bell?
I mean, they got. Come on, Taco Bell. Who eats that?
we all
when
ate.
you're messed up.
We all ate in downtown Boston in that skyscraper. That food was not honestly that good. I got a steak.
Where?
I don't
Oh,
know.
that $200 lunch, remember?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You
Like
can't.
that
You
steak
can't.
wasn't as good as Texas Roadhouse for $15.
Yeah, and you get a fat steak for $15.
Yeah, you get 11 ounces. Oh,
You
Two
don't. You
sides.
don't get a fist-sized steak for $40.
yeah. Boston is not the place to go if you
The
want
Palm.
to.
That's what the
get
place called. The
the
Palm.
Palm.
Yeah,
Not
you
the
got
place.
Every major city.
Not the
Palm.
place to go if you want
You
good
get a
food.
$100 flight to Florida and a fat steak.
yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
50.
Exactly.
Right.
They got steakhouses here, like nice ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eddie Merlot's. That's
Ooh.
Jeff Ruby's downtown.
like $1.
Yeah.
And how much
And
are we
then-
talking for that?
70 a steak at the cheapest. At the cheapest.
Bill wore a bow tie. I thought he was the waiter.
Hey, say yeah. Where's my tip?
Where's my tape? Only yellow snow.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I've done it once or twice. Just you gotta try it out. Don't knock
Dude,
it till you try.
Texas Day Brazil though, they have that all
Oh, you
over,
been there?
and that is great.
You got that up there?
See, the first time I ever had a Texas Day Brazil, or was that the steakhouse?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
unlimited, like they
Yeah,
come over with
unlimited.
the
You
skewers.
flip over, like if it's on the green, they
I
keep
like-
going.
That's
Red, they stop.
that's the good steakhouse.
Oh, it's amazing.
The other place that you like with the unlimited food,
Oh, Mongolian barbecue. Oh
okay,
my,
that is good, but you have to get over the nasty part.
it's not nasty.
The first time I went to that place called Fire and Ice, it's in Providence. Oh my God!
It's the same thing.
I brought my family. Well, it was Kristen's birthday or someone's birthday.
Kristen's his
dad
mother.
My dad was there.
Slick Rick.
He was not a fan of
Not a-
getting your own food and putting it in raw.
Dude, that's
together.
what he always
That's a good
says.
point. I like to get
He says, listen, if I'm gonna tip, then why am I gonna have to go and serve myself?
Well, that's not that too. That's like
Well, no,
gravy.
I do agree with that, but if like the person gives me like mad refills, like I'll leave a nice tip.
That's see the refill thing is crazy. You got for you.
The girl at Yogi, so I'll get him some fucking iced tea. She brings the whole pitcher. She brings the whole pitcher.
Dude, we went to Yogi's with my grandma, Mima, and Brookie, my cousin, and the lady just brings me what do you call it? A pitcher of iced tea.
Yeah,
because that's the normal.
If I saw
know?
you walk into my restaurant, I'd give you a Gatorade gallon bucket. You know, like you don't. It's not.
I mean, you know, it's
not
good.
normal, but I like
You
like
just
Coke too.
drink it,
Bill's
it's
the only
cool.
17-year-old that know him at Yogi's. Hey, they all yell his name like Norm.
Norm.
What do they know you for?
Drinking sweet
Iced
tea.
tea.
Well,
Yeah.
I just it's so weird how you just get so sidetracked. I have no idea what we were talking about 30 seconds ago.
We were talking about restaurants.
Ah,
That's
Dude.
called short-term memory, Hunt.
CT's real, man.
It goes with the brother in the bed.
Yeah, well, hey, someone's got to be the smart one and the good-looking one.
And that's me.
Oh.
All right.
Dude, All right.
But anyways, Fire and Ice. We missed the whole point. We went there, whatever. You put your raw chicken.
You fucking remembered. Did you hear that?
You see? Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying.
It's a brainiac over here.
Hey, no one said I was smart. But anyways, you put your raw chicken with your cooked sausage. That's a health violation.
Well, how's the cook? No.
How's it not?
Well, it's
Here,
separated.
talking on the mic.
It's not separated.
Here, you can move
in the
it
bin,
like
it's
this way.
separated.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you put it in yours, and it's like It's a clusterfuck of germs.
But it's not
But
cooked.
they cook it.
Ah.
Cooks out the germs.
Well, it's supposed to.
yeah, exactly.
But I have a problem with when you go to Chipotle too, because
Dude, Chipotle.
They mix
Two
and match the
Chipotles
stuff.
had
don't say it. You're online.
what?
You can't discriminate. It's just
Yeah, that's negative advertising.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can-
that happened though.
I know. It was in the news.
Hey.
No, listen. So Chipotle, they had what? E. coli in their.
Something.
I think it was E. coli.
I don't know.
Some
And
germ.
a bunch of people got sick, food poisoning. They shut down for so long, and then I heard they shut down.
Where
like,
was that at?
around? It was in Powell,
Powell. Yeah.
Powell, Ohio.
It's
Where
back
else?
open, though.
There was one other one. Yeah, they did reopen,
I don't know.
but like,
Well, you don't like
But you're not
Chipotle?
supposed. No, but you're not supposed to mix. Like if you take the spoon and you scoop the chicken, you can't take the spoon and scoop the sauce.
yeah,
They
you
don't do that.
Yeah,
No, that's called cross contamination.
Yeah,
You
they
don't
have their own spoon.
cross-contaminate. Yeah,
Right. But it's all wide open at Chipotle too.
That's
So you-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
But that you can
I
go to
mean,
say
I-
like
I agree.
Like
Let's
Piata.
get back to Texas Day Brazil though, because that is like the prime time steak place.
And it's
It's
affordable,
so good,
right?
Yeah,
It's
$50 a head.
Ah,
But
I went there one time with Groupon.
Group
$20.
Dude, actually, we could
$50
go.
a head, but they have that big. It's a 50-item salad bar too.
And they have the lobster
got
bisque
smoked
that
steak.
tastes like it's from Cape
Yeah,
Cod.
see, but that's you can't do all that. You can't do all that and 10 pounds of steak.
You can't eat
No, you
before you go.
can't.
You gotta wait like.
You got you got
24 hours.
fast.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Sunday
listen,
night,
Linda,
Saturday night,
You listen.
Saturday night. We don't eat anything. Sunday morning they have a special. We eat for $20 a head.
Where?
Texas Day Brazil.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Yeah,
That's what
so
I just
are they
said.
gonna bring steak over at Sunday morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
They
I'm
bring
down.
on- They bring on a big steak.
Let's do it.
They
Us-
have that in Boston or no?
yeah, they do.
Texas
They
Day
do.
Brazil. Yeah, I've been there. It's good.
How about
Yeah.
your red sauce, huh?
Hey.
Speaking of Boston,
World Series?
did you go to the game?
No.
None of them.
I went to one home game,
That's it. And you live how close?
A mile away.
10 minutes, but it's hard. It's like a tourist trip.
Look at that bird.
Ooh, red
Dude,
little bird.
The
That's a
camera can't
cardinal.
see the bird.
Cardinals
They
are cool.
can't see the bird. I
We
saw
can
the-
see it.
I saw
I
the.
don't even see the bird, dude.
It was a
saw
red
the bird.
bird. It was cool.
Dude, you're like a bird watcher out here, man.
I am.
Dude,
Red Sox is cool. Fenway Park. You ever been there?
Have I? I've been outside.
Yeah, we
Been
walked around.
outside.
it,
Yeah.
remember?
That's one thing we gotta do
Good to go.
because we didn't do
like,
that one
see
year,
that-
but we should have.
See,
Yeah,
that's
someone
like a
pushed
big.
out. I think it was you.
No,
Yeah, I agree,
It wasn't
I
me.
agree.
Wasn't me.
Because you didn't want to ride the train.
No. The thing is, when guests come to my city, I want them to make the decision.
No.
I don't
you
want to
gotta
be the
maximize.
event planner.
Let's go
No,
back
you
to
have to be the tour
maximizing-
guide.
Like right now, I'm here. I don't want to make the plan.
Yeah,
I want you to make the plan.
because you're my bitch.
No,
Oh.
no. That's actually the opposite. You're mine. You're the planner. You're the event planner.
Okay, well, I'm event planning.
I just have to
I have
approve.
a plan. I have a plan for every hour of our day.
Let's hear it.
It's fun. What do you want to do tomorrow? We're
What do you
gonna
wanna
wake
do,
up.
he said.
We're gonna wake up. We're gonna
Yeah,
wake
exactly.
up. We're gonna go to Micro Center because you wanted to see that place. You never
For
been
what?
there. You said you
I
wanted to
ain't
go.
buying a TV.
You said you wanted to go.
He likes to buy mics. Can you tell?
I
Yeah,
do.
we
I
got
do.
5
have a
of
lot of
them.
mics, but they sound pretty good. I mean, in my opinion,
The equipment is pretty cool. I'll say.
it's a crazy actually. There's like so much different stuff you could buy for this to work and like enhance it quality. Mics, cameras.
Did you see the thing on the news about the smart pills that Bill Gates is invested in? Have you guys seen that?
No.
I read an article that said the guys in where's Google?
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, West Coast.
We're taking these smart pills, and it's like 57% makes you more focused on work and
Dude,
stuff like that.
hey, they got a word for that. Adderall.
No, that's
Coffee.
no. Coffee was the old one, but they've produced a pill. I think one of them's called Savello or something.
So basically, instead of drinking your caffeine,
You take a
you
pill,
eat it.
and it's supposed to make your mind work better. And so
That's like
the
that
big-
Limitless movie with
Exactly.
what's his name?
Limitless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bradley Cooper.
right. Until
Bradley
they get
Cooper.
addicted to it, and then their brain fries.
Dude,
or
that sounds like
whatever.
Adderall. Honestly.
But that's the problem with it.
What the hell do you know about Adderall? You're 17.
Nah, we have a topic about that.
We do.
So, I'll give you an example.
Shoot.
So like,
Shoot me a time.
normal person, goes, takes ACT, gets like maybe let's throw out a score.
Let's throw a realistic score out. 1900 ain't realistic.
1900 SAT.
Okay, what
But
are you, ACT?
ACT is up to 36. So let's say
Okay.
they get like a 22 the first time, right?
Average.
Yeah. Let's say there's someone on Adderall. They are more likely to get a higher score the first time because they're more focused from a. It's not called a performance enhancing drug, but it does.
Do you think it does enhance your academic performance?
100%. I think it makes you more focused.
Does the pill make you smarter though?
No, I don't think that's possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you'd have to make more of your brain.
Well, this is what they're saying, that this pill. What the heck was
Oh boy, what was that?
I don't know. We should be good.
Is it charging?
No, it was just doing something. It doesn't matter. No, that was.
Okay, continue. Anyways, so Adderall.
So
something's not right here.
We just have to ignore that.
What's that say?
It's saying that the audio mixer is ready to go, but we've been using it and I see it's working, so it's confusing.
Okay.
So someone that takes Adderall already has an advantage on the ACT, and the reason they prescribe Adderall is for.
I'm gonna flip side you on that one. Someone who studied for the ACT has a better advantage too.
Well, I'm just saying,
right.
But you can always add in if someone studied and then someone studied and took Adderall, they have the advantage every time automatically. And that's on top of the reason you get prescribed Adderall is for these what do you call it, disorders like ADHD, which is like focusing. So, and because of ADHD, people with ADHD that are like tested and can test into that get more time on the test also. So it's kind of a double whammy. Like, let's say you took a ADHD test, got diagnosed from a doctor, you automatically get more time on the test, plus you get the performance enhancing Adderall, so you're gonna do better. Like that, I think that I see that as like an unfair advantage, obviously, but that's, in my mind, that's like, wow, it's kind of cheating.
Yeah.
It's just something interesting.
Well, I was just mentioning the drug that I read about on the internet about,
Yeah.
the performance enhancing drug that's not Adderall.
Yeah,
It
it's
sounds like
basically
Adderall.
it's basically performing enhancing drugs for academics.
Right. Well, yeah.
Well, that's what people use Adderall for that now in like college for exams and stuff. But
I know. How much do you think of that as the placebo effect?
Most of them use it to stay awake, is what I've understood. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I'm not.
So do you
Alright.
think ADHD and ADD is real?
I think it's something they made up since I grew up, I'm a little older than you guys. Back in the day, it was just kids didn't pay attention.
So they just
So
that's
now,
ADD.
Now it's called ADD because they don't pay attention.
It's probably the way
Now
that
they start out that way when they're young and then keep going and not paying attention. Oh, they can't pay attention.
Right.
Guess what? If you make your kid pay attention, they're going to pay attention.
Yeah, it's the way you're
I agree.
raised.
I
It's
think
really how
I think
you
it's in your
grow
head.
up.
Like, listen, sit down, focus.
Right.
People,
Yeah.
it's a choice. You
Yeah.
choose to focus.
Yeah.
You choose to fuck around.
Right.
I like to fuck around a lot. I choose to. But it's the same concept. Like you said earlier, when you're working, you're working.
When it's time to work, it's time to work.
Yeah.
All right.
When it's
Gotta
time
have
to play, when it's
balance.
time to play.
Yeah, I like to play a lot.
But it is definitely like,
I think you told us.
yeah, I think it's like how you're raised almost, because your parents influence so much of your life, and you would never realize how much.
At an
And-
early age, you're right.
Yeah.
When you're young. So, just like focusing on working on a computer, and the age of the kids now, everybody's smarter because they're always reading stuff. They're always doing stuff. Yes, if it's a video game, whatever, but they're still always on the computer and they're learning how to do stuff.
Do you think that's the number one thing that makes someone intelligent? Reading.
Reading is knowledge, so yes.
Comprehending and reading, of course.
Well, yeah, reading comprehension.
Well,
but,
understanding,
I mean, you see all these famous CEOs and everything. You're like, oh, I read a book a day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see there was
But
like a Japanese
But that raises
security-
flags to me. If you're reading a book a day,
That's a lot of reading.
There was a Japanese security minister that said he had never used a computer, and he got a bunch of flack for it. It was just in the news about a week ago. And there was backlash because he's supposed to be, the cybersecurity, whatever, and he never used a computer. But they're saying now that everyone that is growing up every year is smarter than the last.
yeah,
So
of course.
general knowledge is growing. So
Well, I
we're
mean,
the
you
smart
watch all the
people.
Star Treks. We're living in the Star Trek age when you carry around those little phones and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Star Trek predicted like iPads and stuff.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, how about AI?
AI is crazy, man.
Do you think it's? I mean, obviously there has to be restriction on AI.
I think like it's starting with like Tesla is like automating the cars to drive themselves.
Well,
and-
Elon Musk is
dude, he's
the way
legendary.
he thinks
He's
is,
legendary.
is a little out there.
Yeah, but there'll be crashes.
See, I don't know. The Tesla's got rated the safest vehicle. I'm not saying there aren't any going to be crashes because of that, but it got rated the safest vehicle on the road just from their technology. and I think their AI driving, I think that'll work.
Let's talk about
Just
funny
follows the
stories for a
line.
minute. You just reminded me of a funny story when
Well, let's hear it.
someone crashed their car in Boston.
Oh.
Who was that?
Oh.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Tell us a funny story, huh?
Let's hear it.
Whoa, I just got put on the spot. I don't know if I like that.
Let's hear it.
Well, I'll start off with one. When I was young, my
Yeah,
sisters,
I'm
your
passing.
mother, and your aunt, they took Poppy's car and they went north to
Our grandpa.
Steubenville. Yeah, his grandpa, and they were fighting over some candy. I think Skittles or something like that in the car. And it was raining out, so they decided to fight over the Skittles and hit the median in the Route 7 there, and
They were driving?
they hit the thing and rolled the car, and they didn't roll it over. I don't think. I think it spun around. But the story was that they hydroplaned, and to this day, I don't think my dad knows that story. So. But they were fighting over fucking candy. Really.
I see how that pertains to the story.
So that pertains a little bit to the Boston story. But
I see how
All
that.
right, let's hear the Boston
okay.
story.
Oh, the Boston story is a little funny, but more pretty messed up. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Are we not disclosing the Boston story?
I mean, I guess we could tell it, but
Let's hear it.
okay. So, long story short, back in the heyday when I was running around,
Yesterday.
causing a ruckus. So
Maybe
you
this
know,
isn't the right Boston story. I don't know.
yeah. So there was some issues. So I had to leave my house a little earlier than usual, around like 4 a.m., 4:30. So I had to be at school, which was an hour away, at 5:30 for runs that started at 6.
School
which,
means college.
yeah, college. Yeah, sorry. But anyways,
Reminds me of another funny story. But go ahead.
yeah, there's a lot of funny stories about college. But anyways, so I had to be there. Had to leave my house like 4:30, 4:45 to get there in time for runs that started at 6, which were miserable, by the way.
Of
Just
course.
an hour and a half of straight misery.
Oh, yeah. Running sucks.
Yeah, it's
Practice
terrible. So
sucks.
anyways, this went on for there's a 3-month period of suck
Yeah.
in college.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's cold, there's no motivation. You wake up, it's dark. You get out of class, it's dark. It's
You live in the snowstorm places. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I know it's brutal. Seasonal depression. We'll get into that. Brutal.
Oh,
So
we will get into that.
So yeah, so it was cold. I was driving to school, 4:45 in the morning in my black Camry. Thought I was the man. I had my music. I tried to have my music blaring, but sometimes in the morning when you have your music, it's like no.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah,
you
yeah,
just,
yeah.
You wake up moody. It doesn't whatever. So 4:45 in the morning, driving to Rhode Island down the main highway, still dark. And I'm like, I'm awfully tired. But you know what? Everyone who drives in the dark, you're like, sometimes you're like, oh shit, I need to turn the music on. So I fired up the music, whatever, windows down.
start chewing on your arm.
Pinching the ear does work.
Right,
You got to
yeah.
inflict pain. Something's like, shit. So I was trying whatever the whole night, slapping the cheeks, trying to stay awake or whatever.
happens.
Yeah. So
Slapping the cheeks.
So I was going, but this has been going on for a long time. Sleep deprived, you're almost in like a hazy state where you're not fully awake, but you're awake.
Oh, I
But
understand. Definitely.
I don't know. It's like after a couple days of not sleeping well, it's like, oh boy, you're running on empty. So whatever. It was I think it was like a Wednesday morning, whatever. So I'm driving down the highway, 5-lane highway. They just added lanes. It's the worst road in Rhode Island. It's terrible. It goes right through the city, it wraps around, big curves and stuff. So you have to pay attention or else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, so I was driving down the highway, whatever. Cars are buzzing by me. I'm going real slow in the passing lane because I'm tired.
Going 8.
Yeah, it was like 50. So I'm going abnormally slow on the highway. And then I kept hitting that thing. It's like
Yeah.
No, not yet. So the thing that's supposed to wake you up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What are you talking? I'm not talking about what you're talking about.
So anyways, whatever. So this goes on I'm fighting it hard. When you're running, you fight your mental. You're having a mental battle with
Yeah.
yourself. You're like, oh, listen, keep going.
Never
So
happens.
whatever.
Yeah.
We're almost there. So I go to turn. I go to take this left. And I hear the thing start vibrating. I'm like, oh no. So I get back straight. And then this guy's like coming up behind me, and he's like scaring me a little bit. I'm like in my head, like self-consciously, like, just check my blind spots, stay awake, whatever. Turn the music down, 10 and 2, whole bullshit. But and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I was on the side of the highway, facing the wrong way, scratching my head. And I look out the window, and this lady's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like,
So did you fall
I
asleep
think
or no?
so. I don't. To this day, I don't really know what happened. I must have, but.
So what happened in the car?
So basically, I was driving down the 5-lane highway. I hit the thing on the right, whatever, the side railing, because it was like a wooded area, whatever.
The one
So-
that's like 6 feet off the side of the road.
Yeah, that one, fucker. So that one, I hit that one. So I kind of, then I was like, okay, so I knew what was happening. So I tried to grab the wheel. No, that didn't happen. So the car started spinning like 360s across the highway, then hit the other one.
The hydroplane, like your mom.
Yeah, the hydroplane, that shit scares you. Real wet conditions out there. So basically did a bunch of 360s around, hit the side thing. My car was facing the other way. The traffic's still flying by me. So I'm like, so whatever. The cops came and like, what happened? I'm like,
Blew a tire.
it was, yeah, I think my axle snapped or something. But so I don't know. Long story short, everything was all right. The car, fuck the car. Life's all that matters, right?
Were you okay?
Yeah, man. I only PTSD for 3 months.
Oh, Bill had a wreck before he even got his license.
Dude,
Did he tell you
that
one?
was stupid. I was in the left lane. Someone in the right lane tries to pull in front of me to turn in front of me.
And you drilled him.
Yeah. Well, what are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to avoid him.
Well, no, like,
He's supposed to stop, but yeah. He
dude,
drilled
like,
him.
never in my mind did I think that someone on my right side would try to turn across me.
Right.
Because
Yeah, people are stupid. That's the problem.
people are stupid.
So-
I've said that before.
So I was guilty of not having my seatbelt on at the time, and the smoke bomb went off in the car.
It's
It
like a
was
flashbang.
Yeah. And the airbag blasted me.
I've never seen an airbag go off.
I looked at you and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, my lip was all bloody.
Yeah, it's like getting punched in the face.
Dude,
right?
I
My
was
iced tea went
worried-
everywhere.
Yeah, I was worried you were okay or you were hurt, man. I was like, are you okay? Because like that would be troublesome for me, dude.
Right.
'cause,
Well, yeah.
big part of my life.
Yeah.
I need to protect you.
I know.
But
Need
dude,
to protect you.
so we had just destroyed their. It was a girl that we played in girls lacrosse. Actually, interesting sport, very useless.
Not from where. Just a girl. And she did. She tried to go from the left lane or the right lane and turn left right in front of him.
No.
Yeah.
And he was, going about 35.
And she had her sunglasses on, and apparently they flew off her, and they lost them during the crash
Yeah.
because she had her window down.
Ah.
So she looked at us, right?
Well, she kind of swerved a couple times and then bang.
How old was the girl?
His age.
Yeah. So we just beat them
Ah.
in girls lacrosse. So she might have been like a little teary-eyed or something. I don't know.
Was she
but, like,
cute?
I don't know. I didn't look at her.
Oh.
She wouldn't. I don't think she came over to our car.
Why not?
Because, man, I was all business. The cops came.
I hear you. Business
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bill didn't get a ticket. So.
Well, no, I had to make sure like it was my fault because it wasn't my fault.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And I needed
Could have
like.
been avoided a little bit, maybe.
It,
Like the.
listen, we were hitting the car. It was just at what speed were we hitting the car?
I think I could have stopped.
Okay, well, you're 48 years old and have lots of
Oh,
experience.
Whoa.
watching my age
It's
around.
36.
Oh, 22.
He's 28 and a half.
I'm 29. I have been 18 times.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, but that was just never again, dude. Never again.
So I've only had one accident, knock on wood, and it was on ice, and I slipped into a sign. That was it.
Oh, that's not bad. Where was that? Where was that at?
By Bethel Road.
When
by
was this?
Biker Center, actually, when I was 25.
When you lived down there.
I just kind of slid around and hit the side of a stop sign.
I remember one time I was pulling out off our road, and I pulled a left to turn out, and it slid. It was
Oh.
a snow.
Pulling off our road.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
supposed to
about
go
this.
right.
Did you hit something?
No.
No.
It just, there was snow on the ground. I was like, whoa. And, I couldn't do anything because I have to turn,
How about me, Ma? She hits something almost every day.
Oh, my,
She hits the
dude.
poles at Walmart.
Yeah,
and
she was
Yellows all
trying
over her
to tell me
car.
a story earlier. and,
No, we can't talk about that one. That's still active.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I
No, we
was
did
just
talk about
confused.
that,
I just
but
had no
not
idea
that
what she
one.
was saying.
Yeah.
I was trying to understand, but
But she got yellow stripes on her bumper. I'm like, Mom, what is that yellow stripe? I hit the pole at Walmart. The ball's not moving.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Do you guys ever get anxiety about hitting stuff with your car?
No.
I don't hit shit with my car.
No,
I've
but
never
like
have
some
hit
cars
anything.
have the lower front end bumper that you can.
I drive a
You
Jeep.
know, okay, I understand. When you pull into a spot, you don't want to hit the front of the car.
Well, no, you just gauge it.
I don't know.
You don't have those skills.
Like when I'm driving the boat, like I get anxiety. Like,
Well, the boat's
really?
different because you
you
can't
know what I'm
stop.
saying?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, you can if you know how.
I overthink the
I'm
boat and
gonna
the
tell you,
car and like all that. I'm
With
like,
the boat, you just don't go near anything.
See, if you had one of them performance-enhancing thinker drugs.
yeah, I could just say, fuck it.
Let me calculate the trajectory.
I don't know.
I don't
Driving
know.
a boat, big anxiety. Big
Really?
anxiety.
Well, when it's not your boat, so a lot more
That
anxiety
is
than if it is your
true.
boat. Because if it's yours,
Yeah.
you fuck it up, it's your problem.
Well, you got to pay for it, yeah.
Well, like, what would you have hit? What have you
The
been close
dock.
to hitting? The
Dude,
dock?
anything.
You have to
It's
have
just
someone ready to
scary.
grab the dock.
Think
Well, you
about
could
it.
hit shit under the water too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've ruined props like that.
A lot
Yeah.
of, yeah, there's a lot of things.
Well, I'm just saying, on the open water, it's kind of hard to mess up the boat.
Yeah, the open water's fine. But
What's
you're
in
in the canals, you're parking stuff, like one.
Well, with the two engines, it's a lot easier than one.
That's
Really?
true. 'Cause you could,
Oh,
you'd pump one, turn one way. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Forward and reverse.
But you got to be confident in what you do.
yeah,
Well,
you
yeah,
gotta-
confidence is key in everything.
it's all
I,
about-
I agree.
it's all
If you
about
if you
learning.
half-ass commit to something, fucked.
Who does that?
I don't know.
How's old Ray Ray, by the way?
Why does she keep coming up in this podcast? I don't.
Ray
I thought about
Ray.
her. I don't know.
How come everything with me is a fucking therapy session?
Well, I haven't seen her in a while.
No, she's good. We
She's
spent
good?
3 days in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a beach bum,
Anybody
so
else go or just you two?
Yeah, her parents.
just us.
Oh, I thought her parents went. It was just you?
It was just us.
Dang.
shit.
Oh. That's crazy.
Yeah, her
Did you guys get a
her
condo,
friend
or-
from high school.
Did you get freaky?
Her friend from high school works at some big famous PGA course, and she's the event manager.
Did you play?
No, listen.
Listen, Linda.
Or
This
listen?
lady's all business. Just business.
Strictly business.
She works 95 hours a week.
Sounds like a good person.
8 a.m. till 11 o'clock at night. That's all she does work.
Shut the front door.
That ass. That's all. That's what she likes to do. That's her hobby. She hangs out at the club. She knows the members. They hang out.
What's
they
the
drink.
club?
It's Old Marsh. Look it up. Florida, Jupiter, Florida. It's pretty nice.
Jupiter, that's nice down there.
Jupiter, Florida golf courses. That's like apparently the professional golf capital of
Jupiter.
the
Who
world.
lives there?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Yeah.
A lot of rich people down there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, her friend works 90 hours a week. So all we had to do was drop her off at the airport Friday. Didn't see her the rest of the weekend.
Really? Wow.
Do you got any nice restaurants there? By that lighthouse? There's a lighthouse right there. It's got a sweet ass restaurant.
That's the thing about food down there. Because of the place where we are at, it's like a golfing community, not a fishing town. It's not. I mean, it's seafood, but the seafood dishes are like $40. Whatever, like jasmine rice and vegetables with fresh seafood, like gumbo, like
Why are you saying it like that? Like
because- because it's for bitches, like what I'm saying. Like, I want a fucking fried fish sandwich for $8. Okay, I don't want
crickets.
fucking.
You want crickets?
Crickets, dude.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
Sir Crickets. That's a
Sir
oh
Crickets
my God,
and- where's
Janie,
that at?
pull that up.
Where's that at? Where's
Shit's
that
great.
at?
That shit's great.
Sir
But,
Crickets is money. It's in Cape Cod. I don't know if anybody's ever been there.
Oh my
but-
God, Hyannis Route 6.
Oh,
To die for.
yeah.
That's great.
And they give you a
Fried
lot of fish,
shrimp,
a lot of
God.
food.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you go down there, you pay $30 for your seafood gumbo. It comes with scallops and shrimp and fish, but you get one shrimp, one scallop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What's got?
Yeah, Sir Crickets was $100 for 6 of us.
That's
or
what-
5 of us.
and you get
We ate-
more shrimp than you can eat.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Dude, Sir Crickets was great.
Do you think everyone thinks
Hey,
about food like
By
that,
the
though?
way, which one of you two fuckers lost the football? Remember Ohio State football?
Dude.
Remember?
It's in that boat.
It's still a mystery.
we
it's in
told
that
you it was
boat.
in that boat.
It
You
wa-
were supposed to get it out.
It's not in there.
We had the best throwing football you can get for the water.
That was
did.
pretty. That
It was
pretty
awesome.
nice.
You could throw it a mile.
You could literally throw
Dude,
it.
remember? Hey, remember when we went on that boat and we were out in outside of the harbor, or not harbor, but bay or whatever you call it, and the engine stopped.
Which time?
I've been.
Oh, the little one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the
we went
little
on
one.
Yeah.
I was out there.
Fucking great white sharks flying around. We're out there with no motor. That was great.
I took that little boat out by myself one fucking time. One time. I get in the middle of the harbor, done.
Unreal.
Yeah, me and my friend had to
That ball was in that boat because we took it to the
That
beach
ball
that
has to
day.
be in that boat.
It's in that compartment. You said you looked, but you lied. I could tell.
No, I swear I looked.
See, that's his live face again.
Yeah, we gotta look. Did they sell
I
that
have a
boat?
live face, but this ain't it.
They sell that boat?
No,
Still
we
have
got
it?
it.
Why didn't we look last time?
That's the thing. It's not in there.
We were there for 12 hours just to go fishing, remember?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Yeah, we need to think of more things.
So
to
you all
do.
seen Jeffrey's Ledge on TV. That's where we were. We were fishing, remember?
Jeffrey's Ledge. No. Tuna, big tuna.
Yeah, well, Jeffrey's
That's
Ledge
not
is the place
Jeffrey's
where
Ledge. Dude, no one knows what that is.
Knucklehead. It's the ledge under the water.
Say big tuna hunting.
It's not.
What
No,
do you
no,
call
no.
that?
What
What
is
do you call that?
What is it?
Dumbass.
Wicked tuna.
Wicked tuna.
Wicked tuna.
But there's a
Wicked
place
tuna.
called Jeffrey's Ledge, and that's where we were fishing. Remember?
Yeah, we
when you
fished
caught
right-
those
yeah.
rockfish. Those rockfish.
Dude, the rockfish are like mad
scary. They're like
Cool. Are they really
dinosaurs.
poisonous?
I had never heard of it.
Jeff said his
Yeah, you
face
saw
went
it.
numb.
Remember? They were dinosaurs.
I
Oh,
need-
you
I need
might have
to-
been drinking that day.
Oops. Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up.
What is it? Rockfish?
It looks like a dinosaur fish.
It
But it's
loo-
only like,
rockfish.
a foot long or
Looks
whatever.
prehistoric.
How about you trying to gaff the shark? The shark said, "Fuck you, Hunter."
I do remember this. Yeah, those are some nasty looking fish.
Yeah.
Sharks are. Let's just talk about the ocean for a second. Talk about terrifying.
I mean, most people haven't seen the stuff that we've seen because where we go and what we do.
The fact that I still swim is a miracle.
and
the
I
ocean.
know.
Like the things I have pictures of is like, oh boy.
Dude, whenever we go snorkeling, dude, I get scared.
I want
I
to
don't
get
like
into
going in the
spear
water.
fishing.
Dude, no.
Remember when Rick threw
Yeah.
the oatmeal at him?
Oh my! I was sitting in the water snorkeling.
I have a funny story about
looking
snorkeling.
down at the coral,
That's
and
pretty.
they
this
start
is
throwing
Howard
like
Stern stuff.
oatmeal and like chips in. So all these fish come around. They're like, "Hey, there's a lot of fish in here."
You didn't say it like that. You said, "Ah!" He was
Yeah.
That ain't cool, man. What's up?
I was snorkeling one time there.
I think I got that on video. Can we put the video up?
Dude, no.
We don't have that
Wait,
capability yet.
No.
All right, so I was
So-
snorkeling there one time, right? You know how, you take out a group of people, they want someone to get in the water first, make sure it's safe.
You.
That's I'm the test dummy. So
Guinea pig.
I go in there, and I see you can't see scuba divers until you're in the water. You know what I'm saying? So this
Yeah.
lady was at the bottom. She was scuba diving, and
She scared the shit out of you.
no, and she was with her husband, right? And they were they were partner diving the way you're supposed to, whatever, like 30 yards apart. And I had a bag of like a bag of crackers in my pocket because I was gonna, get some footage with the GoPro, get the fish going, whatever.
Oh yeah.
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
where were you at?
The Keys, Florida Keys,
Okay.
Marathon, Florida.
At the
so,
reef?
Yeah, on the reef. Yeah,
Well,
so
people
we're-
don't know if you were
Yeah.
watching.
I know. I
Come
know.
on, man.
Sorry, man. It's my first podcast.
Fucking amateur.
So anyways, this lady, I'm down there, and I'm like, why are all the fish around her? I didn't get it, usually the fish come to the man with the food, not me. So I'm throwing the food, they're right in front of me, and all the fish, they wanted nothing to do with it. And I was like, but they were following this lady around.
Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
So this lady, she's walking around, whatever. So she gets out. She's a part of some excursion. She's doing her diving. She gets out. The fish all come back to me. So and then she this is where the funny part is. So she gets back in the boat, whatever. I get out, whatever. So I go in for my round 2. I have my snacks. The fish are finally coming to me. The lady, I see the boat's about to leave, but she's doing the hook, the
Chumming.
Yeah, basically she's doing the anchor. So she's pulling the anchor about to leave. But apparently something happened on the cruise ship or the boat that they're on, right? So they had to put the anchor back down. She had to go down with her scuba gear again, but she didn't use her scuba gear. She used just her mask. So she dives in, and as she's swimming around the boat, the fish are literally following her butt, only her butt. The fish are sniffing her butt, trying to. I'm sitting there underwater, trying. When you're down there, it's a different world. You're like, oh, what is this? So all these fish are following this poor lady's ass. And I'm like, what the? So I don't know, but she must have had some stinky shit in those pants because they weren't interested in the cheese or the crackers, but whatever she had between her ass track, they wanted that. And I don't know. It's just it's so weird, Throw any food in there.
There had to be some kind of food involved.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some down there. Some down there smell fishy.
Honor.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, we're keeping it PG-ish.
Family friendly stream.
All right, what else you got on that topic?
Dude,
Well,
I
I think we need a fun story out of one of you two. Because my story was put on the spot.
Well, I mean, we could say the OSU this week. That was
Oh
rough.
yeah.
52-51.
Well, no. Let's talk about this coming week. It's the Michigan week, and
Ooh, Michigan League.
we had a good trip to Michigan a few times, right? Well, definitely one. And
We had a couple good trips.
you probably don't remember it, but you know.
Yeah. Don't want to. Just say that. Next topic.
But yeah, it's a big game, and
Wow.
the Buckeyes are a 4-point underdog at this point.
Ooh.
At home, which is pretty crazy.
Should they be?
Well,
At home, probably.
they're
Not.
basing it on what's going on in the regular season, but I don't know.
What are they? 10-1 now.
They're both
Yeah,
10 and
But they
one.
have
Both
patsy schedules.
Well,
They both play, yeah.
I won't say patsy schedules.
Not Patsy. Just not the best.
But Ohio State hasn't been a 4-point dog at home to Michigan in a while. So
Many years, right? 20?
many moons ago.
25?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a while.
I don't know.
I
Your
don't
buddy
know.
played for Michigan, huh? Let's talk about him for a minute. How's he doing?
Well, he's living the life.
What is it? Maurice Hurst?
Yeah, Maurice Hurst. I went to high school with him. He's an All-American D tackle from Michigan. He's a starting 3 technique for the Raiders.
And he wanted to go to fucking Toledo that night, remember?
He had some fun in the RV.
no partying in Michigan.
PG fun, PG
Yeah,
fun.
PG fun.
You know.
Sure.
So, anyways, he's doing well. He's
Living the
he's
dream.
living out in Oakland right now, in a Michigan alums pool house.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So talk about not a
Living the
bad
life.
gig. He's
Yeah.
making NFL money. He has little expenses.
Does he pay rent?
I don't think he does.
Plays
No.
fort with the boys.
Yeah, he has a pretty good life. We play Xbox a lot. I mean, he does his business and then
So
he
he got
plays.
a woman?
He's got one.
Does he? Or
Yeah.
two? Or two?
Plural.
No, he has one. That's the thing. When is it time to have one woman, one girl?
When?
Because that's an interesting topic. When do you want it? You know.
When you want a wifey?
When you want to settle down, right?
But does anyone ever want to? I mean,
Hey, stuttering prick.
when do you? When's the right time to do that?
Well, you'll know.
When you don't have the drive to pursue. When you don't enjoy the hunt anymore.
But my name's Hunter.
Your mom got you on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I prefer to call you a funter, but it's okay.
Funter's pretty cool. I like Funter.
Yeah.
And that's underutilized.
Funter.
It really is.
But that's the thing. Like now, I mean, technically we're past prime. Me and you. We don't feel that way.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
You're not past
I'm
prime.
23.
Yeah, you're 23. Come on now.
Damn.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not.
but that's the thing. That's what they tell you to do, right? You go to college, you have a family, you do this. Well, working man's a sucker.
Well,
Yeah.
nah.
What do you do?
Well, I get what you're saying. Like you're saying, like you have your path, and like you're supposed to just do that. you
Yeah,
know?
but that's like the norm, you know?
Yeah,
do you
that's
do
what
the
I'm
do you
saying.
do the
Well,
norm?
yeah, but you're not a normal guy because you have a good job, but you've also grown up in an establishment where you travel a lot, you do some
yeah,
fun things.
your experiences are what make you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lucky guy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no doubt, but you're not even that. I mean, yeah, we're all pretty lucky, but you know, you're seeing the world. You do things that most people don't get to do.
But I
So
think that's a positive and a negative.
it is. It is
Yeah.
because
It's
I mean,
definitely a negative at sometimes.
you think?
I mean, think about it.
Well, no, because I mean, I know people that they get married when they're 22, and by the time they're 28, they're done with that shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't
it goes a lot of
know.
different ways. You know.
I don't know.
That's where it's like psychology comes in, right? I mean, the way
Yeah.
you're raised.
Dude, psychology is.
It's interesting.
It's interesting, but I'm saying the class is.
Well, plus, if you grow up in a small town like in rural Ohio, that's what the norm is for you to graduate college, go back home, buy a house, get started, marry somebody, whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I think is normal.
Yeah, that is like the
You
normal.
think it's normal?
But I don't. You know what I'm saying? I guess
Like
I do think
so
that's
you're saying
normal,
you don't
but I
wanna
don't
be
think I'm normal.
So you're saying you want to be like the next like big thing. You want to
No,
start,
but
but you want to start something. You want to.
no.
It's a different day and age because most people now, like in the city that we live in, even in Columbus, they graduate college, they get their job, and that's it just passed the millennial stage, and now they're all like, they want to be city livers, and and live downtown and go to the clubs and meet people and stuff like that.
But
And-
that's the thing right there.
Right.
No one knows what the hell you want to do until you do it. You know, do you want to live like a city in the city? I mean, I always wanted to live in the
Yeah,
city.
that's
Now
true.
I don't want to live in the city.
well, do you like your job?
I mean, do you like to work? I mean, it's
So-
work.
So
There's
just to
some
let,
good. There's
just to
some
let other
bad.
people know, Hunter lives in the city. He works at a major
Boston.
corporation in Boston, and he walks to work every day or takes the train. One
Yeah,
of the two.
walking would suck.
So
Public transportation would
Bill
suck.
is a high school kid who is a senior and has a car and drives everywhere he wants to go. And so there's the difference between city living and
Right.
West, Midwest living, I guess you call it. But we still have a city. It's,
Right. It's like suburban living almost.
Yeah.
Like if
but
you
the
have a
ride,
car.
the ride
Yeah.
in Boston sucks. Remember we went to the friggin' airport? It took forever.
Oh, driving in Boston is terrible. Like, I think this is the best, and this is like my choice. Like, when I get older, I want to live here. Like, I don't think I could live in like Boston because like without a car and like
Well, yeah, but it's the same
Yeah,
thing. If
maybe.
you can do everything within a block of where your house is, then
Yeah, it's tough.
that's
I don't know.
crazy though.
But that's the thing, you have different you have different experiences throughout your life, but you have to try it before you know what you want to do.
That's true.
right.
Like, yeah, you think you want to live in Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if you get here and it sucks, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
I don't know. See, the good thing about Ohio is there's like lots of expansion, especially right now.
Yeah.
And
I
like
mean, there's pros and cons to everything. That's another thing that, unfortunately, I think about way too much. There's
Yeah.
there's pros and cons to literally everything.
that is true.
So you're 24, huh?
23.
23.
I think.
23.
You forgot?
Yeah, I mean, past 21, it's all the same, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
think about it.
that's so true actually.
You just think, oh, I'm
Are
getting
you guys
older.
going down to the game this week?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
Well, you're working.
I
right?
mean,
I don't know.
probably
Maybe.
not on my part.
No, no. Listen.
Why,
I mean,
too much fun for you?
Yeah, too much.
I don't know. Like going to watch the game in the stadium.
No, we're not doing
No,
that.
Yeah,
we're
I don't.
not
I don't
paying
have.
for
I don't
that.
have interest in that at all.
Right.
But
We're gonna go have some sodas, a
a couple sodas,
couple sodas,
Couple pictures for him.
yeah,
a couple pitchers iced tea.
yeah, a couple pitchers of Bud Light.
Now
for me.
that could be something fun. Going to Yogi's, throwing down some chickens.
Well, Yogi's will be packed, and it always is on game days.
Dude,
of
that's
course,
when you
but
go early, you get
Yogi's.
a table, and you make it a day event. You bring some cards, have a good time.
Yeah, I suppose.
But that's what we don't have that in Boston either. We don't have college game day.
What?
We don't have big events like that.
They don't have fucking TVs in Boston?
They have TVs, but the college football in Ohio.
They don't give a shit up there, do they?
No.
It's
This is
all
more.
about
This is
what?
more of.
Aren't all the people short up there, too? Except for the basketball
true.
team, of course.
No. The people are not short. They're tall and sexy.
There's
Just
one.
yeah,
There's one.
I'm tall.
Now, I walked around downtown Boston, me and Bill. We looked like giants walking
Yeah.
around. I thought that
Well,
was
the people
kinda
are
strange.
definitely different. They're not built like us. They're not thick. They're
Yeah.
not.
They're Ohio
Yeah,
boys.
this is
Yeah,
Ohio.
yeah.
Ohio's big football city. Boston's not like
Boston's a high. It's like more of like a finesse sport place.
Well, it's a real
Hockey,
Tennis.
lacrosse.
Oh, yeah, they do play hockey there. Huh?
They got good hockey,
Yeah.
good lacrosse.
Oh yeah,
That
big on
reminds me of a
lacrosse.
funny story.
Hockey.
Didn't you get in a fight with a guy in high school playing lacrosse?
Not me.
Me?
I don't play
yeah.
lacrosse.
Oh yeah, he was a lacrosse player. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I like playing lacrosse, but
Right. Well,
What?
some people love it. I mean, my buddy John's kids, they play it. They love it,
Only issue with lacrosse is the pros get paid like $20,000 a year. It's not like a viable.
Good point.
career
What's
choice.
Mo make in the NFL?
not 20 grand. He's probably signed like
Well, he really got screwed getting in that draft, though.
he got screwed, but he's gonna produce,
Right.
So he's gonna make his money.
Does he have a contract, or does he even tell you that stuff?
I think he's a 4-year or 3-year rookie contract.
All
I think
right.
it's like $2 million.
What's the lifespan
year?
of a lineman? in
No,
the-
no, no,
total.
no, $2 million total.
What's the lifespan of their career?
2 to 4 years.
2 to 4 years.
Depends on the position, too,
But
lineman.
that's the thing. He's playing a lot of football right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta stay healthy.
The team's got to stay a little better, too.
Well,
Or
yeah.
Gruden won't be around for much long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what Gruden's doing with the squad, but
How about Ohio State's defense?
terrible.
Oof.
The white safety,
What the hell?
number 20. Come on.
He's not a safety, he's a linebacker. Warner.
Well,
I know.
sorry.
Well, it seems like he's a safety. He's tackling people 7 yards downfield every time.
Regardless, you can't have safeties not fill holes. You
Right.
can't blow coverage. I mean, yeah.
Right. Yep.
You're playing at Ohio State. You don't know what it's cover 3.
Right.
Come on. Come
So I think the whole when Coach Fickle left and the Kerry Combs, I think his name was, went to the Tennessee Titans. I think we lost a lot of coordination going on in the defensive backfield, and I think that may be the problem. You know,
You brought up an interesting point. I was sitting at the airport today, 7 a.m., relatively tired, but I couldn't fall asleep, right? I didn't want to fall asleep for the hour before my flight, so I'm reading a book.
you fucking fall asleep a lot.
Reading a book.
Listen,
Hey, you should talk about the book you're reading, though. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
we'll get into that.
What'd you read?
I'm reading
Navy SEALs.
Yeah, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
Navy SEAL. He was, what's that movie? American Sniper. He was on that SEAL team.
Good
Oh,
movie.
wow.
Yeah, so they were in Ramadi, whatever. He talks about how, like, leadership tactics in the military relate to business and how it's really the same concepts, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading this book, whatever, and this guy wearing all Ohio State everything. Ohio State shoes, Ohio State socks, you name it. He's got Ohio State everything.
They have a couple
Coming
more
from,
things.
Coming from Florida or coming from?
You know, we were in Boston. So I was on a flight to Columbus, obviously, and of course, the guy, I was like, oh, he's going to Columbus. He's got his Buckeye gear on.
Who gave that one away?
Yeah, right. So I'm sitting in the corner, minding my own business. He walks over to me and sits down. He's like, you a Navy SEAL? I'm like, I wish. He's like, what do you do? So whatever, we start talking. He starts talking football. And he's like, Ohio State. We start rashing on him a little bit. You know, at the end of the day, it's Ohio State. They're 10-1. They're good. But they're not championship I mean, maybe they are. I don't think they're championship caliber team.
We do have the Ohio State Shrine over
Well,
here.
no, the thing is, yeah, those are office pictures. But the thing is, they're championship caliber.
The program is.
The players are,
And the program.
but are they making the plays to make them championship team? Probably not.
So
No.
are you saying, are they being coached wrong? Or
No, they're just not executing. And people don't realize that there's 11 people doing 11 different things on the field every time. You know what I mean? So
It's a true team sport.
if some dumbass forgets it's cover two, and then all of a sudden it's a touchdown, you know,
Right.
or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So, and you got to remember those kids are all young.
That's the most interesting part about college football is they're not professionals.
They're young, right?
I mean, they're at the bar the night before and the bar after. You know, it's like it's crazy. It's like, but anyways, he was talking about how they lost their O-line coach. He's now at Michigan. Their O-line is pretty dominant. I mean, you watch them play; they run the football.
yeah.
So they think that this guy knows everything about Ohio State, the names, the players.
What was his name? Do you know?
I don't know. He wasn't a coach or anything. He was an engineer from Boston, but he was real into
Gotcha.
whatever. But he named all these coaches that left, and he's like, I just don't think that they're getting coached. And then he talks about Urban Meyer and the off-field issues and how he thinks that affects the team and the camaraderie.
the morale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much it factors into football.
Well, the thing is too, and you talk about the Michigan game. Me and my dad watched that video last night about the years of 100 years of Ohio State, Michigan, and the players back then. You know, in the 50s and 60s, all it was a matter was, do we beat Michigan? Do we beat Michigan? But the players today, and the reason this is, they come from all over the place: Florida, California, Texas. You know what I
Right.
mean? They
They
don't
don't
know.
care.
They don't really. Well, they just.
They're a
don't-
part of the
they-
tradition, but it doesn't mean anything to them.
It doesn't mean a lot, like an
Right.
Ohio boy.
If you grew up
knows.
in Ohio, that's
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know.
that's
That's
like,
like,
Christmas morning every year. You know?
Right.
It's like-
Unless you're a trader and you came from Ohio and went to Michigan, you know.
yeah, exactly.
But and vice versa. But
Yeah.
that's.
But
kind of-
either way, you understand it.
right, you understand the tradition.
Yeah.
And all you're worried about is beating Michigan. You know, but
Do you think
I
that's
don't
the
know,
best rivalry in sports?
it hands down. It used to be. I don't know if it still is. You know, I mean, there's
Well, who beats that?
the Red River shootouts there. Things like that. The bigger games.
I mean, you got
Um,
the New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah. Didn't think about that.
But I would say this room, our interest, we think Ohio State, Michigan. is.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we live
Definitely.
here. But if you ask three jackasses from Texas, they'd say Texas and Oklahoma, right?
Right?
Oh,
yeah. I don't know though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
You know,
I don't know. Let's call
not that they're jackasses in Texas, but that's just the way I think sometimes.
No, I believe it. But
We know
that
one
goes
guy
back to
in
how you grow up and your family, what you do for fun.
Yeah, we know a guy in Texas.
Flounder.
Big shout out to Flounder down there in Houston, right?
Yeah,
Flounder, we
right.
miss you. Come
We
visit.
need to get Flounder up here.
We do. Flounder
I
on the
know.
podcast.
He's still in Philadelphia.
That's a funny story. You want to tell it?
You can tell it.
No. That's not a funny story.
It's really not funny.
That's the thing. We've been telling our caliber stories on today's show's not been great.
the stories are.
I think we
interesting.
need Big Papa to tell one. A funny.
All right, let's hear
Well,
a
mine
funny
are
one.
mostly not rated for the show.
Listen, this clearly the rating is.
Listen,
this ain't
yeah.
X, but it's unrated.
Okay,
Oh.
so we leave the house in Massachusetts, about an hour and a half out from Boston. We drive an hour and a half, probably 2 hours, because there was deep traffic. There's always traffic going in and out
That
of
one
Boston.
road, dude, sucks. It's
Well,
one-third of
let's
Boston.
rewind. The story's already wrong. It's only 40 minutes to Boston on a perfect day.
On a perfect
with
day.
no traffic.
But there's
which
traffic.
never
There's
happens.
always traffic.
Right.
So there's
Well, not always, but yeah.
so we're deep in traffic. It takes hour and a half to get there.
The flight's
And-
coming from Philadelphia.
Yeah, it was a connecting flight from Philadelphia. They land in Philadelphia, and they have to take off from Philadelphia to get to Boston.
And we're going to pick up a guy named Flounder, so this tells you anything that you know.
So, like, let's say they,
If you can put together the context clues, yeah.
all right, so let's say they're supposed
He
to
rides in the hatch when we go places.
Another funny story right there. So
Another funny one.
let's say they land at 2. We call him at 2:05 to see if he landed yet, right?
We're picking him up at the airport.
Yeah, they're supposed to land at 2. We call him at 2:05.
Unbelievable.
I haven't left Philadelphia yet, he said.
He's sitting on the plane, listening to his headphones, and
And
the
it didn't
plane's
tell
sitting
us.
on the tarmac
Sitting on the tarmac.
in a different city, and we're at the airport waiting for him. Driving around the loop.
He's supposed to have landed already,
Yeah.
and he didn't tell anyone.
You got
And we're in Boston.
Yeah,
So at that moment, we had to make an executive decision to.
he was riding the train
Yeah,
at that point.
he was riding the train.
Yeah, we had a big party that night too.
Yeah, we did. We had to get back to that.
Yeah, we had I wouldn't say a bigger priority, but a bigger priority.
Definitely a bigger priority.
Billy had himself a night that night. Speaking of a funny story,
we don't talk about that.
yeah, we can't talk about that. But
One of the best nights ever, honestly.
I got a pretty funny story. I went to Las Vegas one time with my friend Rob, and we were partying pretty good out one night. And one thing like that, we were at one of those. Vegas doesn't close, so the bar's open really late. It was like 4:30 in the morning, and
perfect.
we may have ventured onto an establishment of older gentlemen, where there's some females in there and stuff. And so, Rob was a little anxious, so he stuck around, and me and my other buddy Jeff went back to the hotel. Well, about 2 hours later, the sun's up, and Rob just kind of comes to the door, and he's drunker than hell. He looks at me and goes, "Man, I lost my watch." I said, "What?" He said, "Well, I spent all my money, so I had to pay the cab driver with my watch."
What kind of watch?
I don't even know, but it was funny.
That is
It
funny.
was hilarious, right? He had to give the guy's watch because he, didn't have his cash left. But that's a good, clean, funny story, I guess. You can
There,
go
Hey, that's a good one.
there really needs to be like a website where you can podcast and say anything you want.
There really is.
well, you can say whatever you want. You don't need to incriminate yourself, first of
Yeah.
all.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, how much do you really want to give away?
yeah.
And you can't
I
really
think
talk-
podcasts would be a lot more interesting if you could lock yourself in the room and anonymously talk, 'cause it would be a different
That
ballgame.
is true. Well, as long as you don't say anything you did illegal.
Well, don't do shit
We don't.
illegal.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
I
break the
mean,
law. What are you
I'm just
talking
saying,
about?
I'm just saying.
All right.
Some things are frowned upon, but
Yeah.
that's perspective.
Yeah. I mean, everything is in perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting topic. Do you think when you have kids?
Yeah.
You want kids, right?
Yeah.
Ray,
Oh.
Ray.
Look how cool they are.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. So you and Ray have a boy.
Listen, we don't need the hypotheticals, but okay. I'm
Okay.
having a boy.
Okay, you have a boy, and he's like 6 years old, right? And it's time for him to start playing like sports and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What sports do you want him playing, and would you let him play football?
At 6 years old.
Just he would start and then get going.
Tom, you gonna be here tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Re-ask the question.
Okay, so you and Ray have a kid.
Okay, I have a kid, 6 years old. What sports is he playing?
6-year-old. What sports do you want him playing, and do you let him play football and pursue a football career?
It's an interesting question.
The reason I say this is because like now more than ever, like concussions are becoming like apparent.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, okay. Well, we'll get to that.
Like
but
I know someone that had like 6 concussions, and he.
I
like,
probably
couldn't
had
play it.
15 fucking
That's what I'm
concussions, but
saying.
That doesn't
When-
matter.
when I grew up, concussions were not a thing.
I know.
Like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, that it just
Do you have a headache after playing football? Yeah, that's what
Every
happens.
day. Every day.
Yeah, you just learn to live with a headache. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
I wake up and fucking headache. Whatever.
You get this when you get.
Every
Yeah.
day. First 7 days of practice for sure, right? You
Well,
gotta
has anyone ever? I mean, if you haven't worn a football helmet, just wearing one around the house, you're gonna have a headache. I mean,
Right.
it's 10 pounds. Your neck's not supposed to support.
it's supposed to be tight.
You already got a
It's
big
supposed
dome.
to be tight as shit,
Right.
or else it ain't doing the right job. So, okay, so 6-year-old, he's playing soccer. First of all,
Really?
at 6, I mean, come on, that teaches coordination.
Yeah. You play soccer?
Hell yeah.
You missed that soccer.
Couldn't.
No, you played soccer. Remember that girl brought a grilled cheese sandwich into the huddle? Bill was 6. It was hilarious. This little girl named Lauren comes in. I'm the coach. She comes in with a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm like, what are you doing? We're in the huddle. She goes, I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich. I lost it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. My first 3 years of tackle football was dominated by females.
What?
No.
Yep. The best player on my team for the first 3 years was a girl.
Not you?
No.
Wow.
She was more mature than us. She was faster than us. She was smarter than us, and she beat our ass every day.
I get the smarter part.
No. This girl was well. First of all, she was a premier athlete, all of her life.
Premier athlete.
Like she was just like the girl in your town that's the best athlete. Like her.
The triathlete. Yeah.
But she ruled the Pop Warner game for a couple of years.
Who's the quarterback that went to your high school?
Austin Dakar.
No, for the Seahawks.
Oh, Matt Hasselbeck.
Hasselbeck.
The Hasselbeck brothers went to my high school.
Hasselbeck.
Hasselbecks.
But anyways, back to the 6-year-old question. Soccer for sure.
Yeah.
Teaches
okay.
coordination. Teach them.
Yeah,
them.
most kids play
That's
soccer.
like the learning sport.
Yeah.
And then 6 years old, you're still a young kid. Like
Yeah.
okay, here's the ball, run.
Yeah. Well, 6-year-old
Go
would be
kick
like
it.
flag football.
Yeah, but flag football, go ahead. I want the kid to do whatever he wants.
Okay, but
But
I'm saying
obviously
like,
I want
okay,
to-
let's say when it's time to like start wearing helmets, cracking heads.
Yeah, go for it.
Go
Bill's on
for
the
it.
concussion.
Go
thing.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
I
thinking
don't.
about concussions.
I'm just saying.
I get the concern with the concussions, like whatever. It may be real.
Go protest the concussions, Hunter. What do you think about protesters, Hunt?
I hate them. I don't know. It depends.
You got a
on
lot
what
of them in Boston or no?
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of protests.
Is there?
More so about like the gun stuff.
You guys have like marches and stuff every other weekend.
I stay clear from that.
Do you?
I don't like
How about that bum who's right in front of your office? What's that deal?
it. We do actually have. I swear he has a job, but that's his hobby.
He's a hobby bum?
No, he's not homeless. That's his hobby is to sit on the corner, make people laugh, and get his. That's like he's been there for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
but that's what he does. He tells he jokes on the way by. He does like the Daffy Duck noises and all
Quack.
all this stuff. He's like, you got any spare change? No. He does his little thing. Whenever he makes his money, he goes home. But I've heard from around the block that he's a local
Hunter's
and he.
been around the block.
No, I have not. You've been around the block. But yeah, my kid's gonna play whatever the hell he wants.
All right.
Concussions? Yeah, whatever. If you get them, you get them.
See,
You only have one life. You're not gonna play football because of it. Come on.
dude, when I have a kid, golf star from 3 years old,
Golf's
going on the PGA Tour. I have a buddy.
expensive.
Yeah, that. But I have a buddy that he's going to OSU for golf. And
That's pretty sweet.
Committed in like 8th grade, and he's like legendary at golf. Apparently, never played with him, but like he's been all over the world playing golf. And
Golf's a good sport.
he
It's
loves it.
expensive as hell, though.
That's the problem.
That's the down part.
Yeah, you don't want to bring your kid to
Plus,
to
you
play.
got to be good.
Yeah,
I played golf a long time. I'm still not that good.
Yeah, well, practice,
yeah.
Right.
which costs money. You got to go every single day and spend your $30 on the range.
Well,
and,
that's everything, right?
Well, it's time, too.
But that's, yeah,
Time is money.
yeah. That's a good point. Everything takes time. Everything takes money.
Yeah.
2 things we don't have a lot of.
Money is happiness, flat out.
I would say like 90%. Yeah.
In short, money is happiness.
So
You ever seen anyone mad on a jet ski?
So when you getting married?
Never. I don't know, all these questions.
You guys enjoyed the jet skis in the Keys. That was fun.
jet skis are fun.
You ever been? No, have you ever been? Whoever hasn't been on a jet ski, get on a jet ski.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
time.
cheap fun.
Unless you tip over where the sharks are.
Oh, that's
It's still fun.
Until you can't get back on.
It's
That's
only not
happened.
fun until you get eaten.
Dude, I had a buddy Mike. We were down at Lake Cumberland, and he took this jet ski out and he flipped it over, and he's 6'8", first of all,
Yeah, 6'8" people don't.
and
drive
about
jet skis.
350. So he could not get back up on the jet ski. And Lake Cumberland,
6'8", 350.
yes, Lake Cumberland is a meandering, like a river lake. So no one saw him flip over. So he was out there for like 2 hours just sitting there. Everybody said, "Where the fuck's Mike?" You know? And he was miserable. You know?
Yeah, that.
Same thing happened to my buddy John that trip, and he actually almost sank the jet ski. It was like a little bit of it was out of the water because he couldn't get back up on the thing.
How do
Yeah,
you sink a
jet
jet ski?
skis are-
Flip it a certain way? Fill up the motor or something?
Once they kept trying to climb on the back, and the water got inside. Once the water gets inside, you're done.
Yeah, if you turn it the wrong way, it floods it
Yeah.
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
So inexperienced.
Dude, if Elon Musk made
Couple
a jet
beers.
ski,
Right.
Yeah, alcohol and motorsports don't mix.
Right.
You got to be just brain dead to get on the back of a jet ski after 10 beers.
Right.
I mean, they're dangerous being sober.
Well, it's messed up. I have a buddy Troy that got picked up by the cops, and he had a few beers when they were parked out there, and he thought it was no big deal, but
Yeah,
because
that's a DUI.
yeah, so they took him to jail. Well, Tommy went to get the boat,
Holy shit.
and when Tommy went to get the boat,
He was.
no, he
He had a couple beers. So.
no, he went to get the boat, and the cops like, well, I have to take the keys. So Tom had to get the boat on the trailer without the keys because
What else? Yeah.
the keys were the evidence. So Tom had to go, walk in the water, pull the boat up on the trailer. What a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, that's not easy.
You think the cops would let him do it first and then
Right.
take the fucking keys?
They didn't let him do it?
No,
wow.
Pigs.
messed up.
See, that's an interesting thing. Do you think, right there, that's just, being nice. But do you think police officers are how people portray them as, evil pigs? Because, I've never encountered any cops that are
No, they've always been cool to me.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I've never encountered
It's like
one
anything
that's
else. You treat them with respect, they'll treat you with respect.
Exactly.
You're going to be a
I agree with
scumbag,
that.
they'll treat you like a scumbag.
I see these videos on Twitter that, people, they'll be disrespectful.
Yeah, and they get treated
not listen.
disrespectfully.
If a cop tells you to do something, do it, and you
Yeah.
will not be harmed.
I
you know?
agree completely.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know.
But there is places out there where that stuff does happen. We don't see it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're privileged.
Right.
I mean, we don't. I'm not. I mean, we don't have that type of experience.
Yeah.
Right.
So how can we say, oh yeah,
Well, that reminds me of a funny story. It kind of does all the time, but since we had a few story times, I got a good one. I went to Cleveland to visit my buddy Judah Herman, who was
Judah Herman.
a buddy of mine in college, and we had went out to a place called Howl at the Moon. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So-
How about these moons?
So we had a few beers, of course, and it was like
Couple beers.
Cleveland's a very cold place in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's on the lakes.
Hell yeah.
So it's about 30 below out, and we're at Howl at the Moon in the Flats, which used to be a very busy part of town, and it still might be coming back. It's a piano bar.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Piano bar.
Piano
So-
bars are fun, by the way.
So this was when we were in college, and Judah had his mom's Honda, which he drove. So we're driving down 77, which comes out of Cleveland to his house, which is over by Kent State area, Chagrin Falls or somewhere. And I hear this fluttering noise. Now he's got the radio on. He's going about 70. I hear. I'm like, hey man, it's a tire. Something's wrong. He goes, what are you talking about? Talks just like that, And I'm like, yeah, I think you got a flat. Pull over. So he pulls over, and sure as shit, the tire's flat. Now it's 30 below. I got a little ass coat on, and we got to try to change this tire. So we opened the trunk. Did I tell you the story before?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
So we opened the trunk, and it's dark as hell, right? I mean, you can't see shit. So I get the tire out. I set it down. It's a donut, of course. And I go to get the jack out, and the jack somehow's mounted in the car, like it's detached. And I'm like, dude, I can't even see this. And this is before cell phones. I mean, this was like
so there's no light.
there's
It's
no
pitch
light.
black.
It's pitch black. So I can't get this freaking jack out. And Judah's getting mad. He had a little temper, so he said, well, fuck it. I'll just drive on it. You know what I mean? And He says, all right. So I get back in the car. He gets back in the car. We shut the hood and we drive. We got about a mile down the road, and then the guy pulled over, right? And the guy's pulled over, and his lights are blinking, and we pull up behind him and say, hey, man, you got a jack? We can change the tire? He's like, sure. So we get everything ready. We start jacking up the car, and I go, Judah, where's the tire?
You left the tire.
That fucking tire's a mile back the road, right? So we had been drinking a little bit. Right? So he goes, well, go get it.
Yeah.
So I said, dude, it's way back. I got this little ass coat on, so there I am at 2 in the morning, running down 71, carrying a fucking tire, right?
Yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever done, and of course, the alcohol played a part in it. But
The alcohol makes
your
every story. Just I don't know what it is about it, but
well,
it
no,
just,
that happens. This guy I used to work with, we're sitting in the lobby one day just talking, and the UPS guy pulls up and he brings a package in, and he goes, "Oh, there's my package. It's here." The dumbass mailed it to himself the day before. He thought he overnighted a package to get something else back, and it was the same package. He put his name in the wrong box.
What a dumbass.
So there was no alcohol involved there, but it was
Yeah,
pretty funny.
okay, that's sorry, some stories are just but anyways, you made an interesting point about the cell phones, right? What would we do without a cell phone?
It'd be
I lived without one for a long time.
And
I think
how?
everyday life would be more organic and people would talk to each other. Now people, when you walk into a store, you don't look people in the eye, you don't greet them, nod.
Right.
Well, no one knows how to interact anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's true, and I see that when if I go to a bar with Bill, for instance.
We don't talk to anyone.
But I say to Bill, Bill, say hi to that girl.
No, we don't do it.
Yeah.
We don't do it.
I do. I always say hi to people.
Oh yeah, I don't talk to anyone.
I say, how you doing? Like that.
I'm 29. How old are you?
Of course, they think I'm messing around, but that's just the way. And growing up without a cell phone, and I actually sold cell phones. The first cell phone I sold was that tall.
Wow,
it was hilarious, dude. And
people actually carried those around.
I actually carried them around.
Literally carrying a football around.
Mostly, it was for construction sites and stuff like that. They weren't for public use.
Right.
The ones that came out first for public use were the ones you could put in the car. You plugged it in your
Oh
simulator.
yeah, back in the Beamer,
The bags. Yeah. Remember the Beamer? There was one in the car. Yeah.
That was sweet.
Right.
But think about it. Nowadays, everything I do is on my phone.
Yeah.
Finance, T-passes, money. It's all.
Yeah.
If it's that.
That reminds me of that funny song. Did you see that funny song by Adam Sandler? Okay, when you leave your house, 3 things you grab?
Phone,
Well.
wallet, keys.
Yeah, phone, wallet, and keys.
Phone, wallet, keys.
Phone, wallet, keys.
Phone, wallet, keys. All right, so Adam
But
Sandler.
I have 2 phones, which is
That's
makes
because
it.
you're a fucking retard. But
Well, it is nice though.
That does have its perks.
It does have its perks.
okay,
I mean,
you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
no,
anyways,
you don't. No, you don't want to talk about it.
So Adam Sandler put out a song, a rap song, and
Yep.
his thing.
He's
and
funny as hell,
It's
by
on
the way.
YouTube. It is freaking hilarious.
He's
So
hilarious.
he gets all the way to the point where he's taking his phone, wallet, keys, and we're all sitting there going, "Yeah, it's funny, it's true." Then he goes to the airport. He goes, "Now I need my passport." Shit, right? So if you get a chance to look at it, it's pretty fun.
Phone,
It's pretty
wallet,
funny.
passport, keys.
Phone, wallet, passport, keys.
Yeah, he might be my favorite funny
See, the
actor
thing about
on
it is, he
planet.
put out a comedy special, and 50% of the special is him singing, and I'm not a big fan of that.
That's one thing I'm not a huge fan of, stand-up comedy.
I like
Really?
Dave Chappelle, dude.
I have to.
Dave Chappelle's pretty fucking.
No,
funny.
Dave Chappelle's hilarious. Like I did a 12-hour car ride once with all Dave Chappelle. I laughed my balls off.
Right.
But like, I need to be in the right environment.
Flounder should be a comedian.
He would be a funny ass comedian.
Except he's a little quiet.
Well,
Yeah.
once we get out of that. But
He is a greeter at a restaurant now.
Shut up.
hey, this is Flounder. Where can you?
Welcome.
They got him a Flounder T-shirt.
We should all get them and wear them.
Flounder?
Dude, we were thinking about a tattoo earlier. We could all get a flounder.
No,
The fuck? You ain't
No.
no tattoo.
no tattoos.
No tattoos.
Yeah, no tattoos.
It's 5:12, Bill. What are we doing here?
I don't know. You guys want to keep going? You want to?
I would say 10-minute power hour. 10-minute.
All right.
10-minute.
What we got on the topics?
Power hour?
We should have done a quick little interview like Snoop Double OG does.
What do you mean? What do you want to interview?
No, like 30 questions with like a little power.
What's your name?
And it's
Huh?
like yes or no. Nemo hose.
All right, Hunter, you're on a desert island.
Did you
Yeah.
did you see the Snoop Dogg? He thanked you know how people thank themselves for stuff.
No, wait, what?
Snoop Dogg, he got an award and they put his star out on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Did
Yeah,
you see it? And he goes, I want to thank me for working so hard.
yeah. I'm sure he worked real hard.
That's pretty funny. He says, I
Yeah.
never take a day off. Yeah.
That's what also I never realized. Like these famous people, like yeah, everyone else thinks that they work real hard, but that's a different type of work.
No.
It's not work. That's their life.
I think a lot of the people
They're getting paid to live their life, which is work. You know what I'm saying? Work to us is not our
Well,
life.
Well, look at baseball players. How sweet's that?
But that's what I'm saying is people are like, oh, they work so hard. Like, do they really work that hard?
Play one baseball game a day.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's like different. I think a lot of it's like right place at the right time.
Like if you had to focus all your time and energy on one task, like football, for example. College football is different. You're not focused just on football. You got
Yeah, you got
academics, you got
school.
women, you got
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
Like,
You got boys?
no. But you
You
know what I'm
did- hey,
saying. Once you
Wait a minute. That's another topic.
He did go to an all boys high school.
Yeah. No
Yes.
girls in high school.
yes, no
Wow.
girls in high school was a
You were
blessing
a big
and
experimenter, right?
a curse. No, it's a blessing and a curse. I mean, Monday through Friday, you don't have to see them. You don't have to deal with them. You don't have to say, "Oh, you look cute." No, you just do your work. You laugh. You fuck around. That's all you did. I mean, think about it. You're in a class with 30 of your friends. You're always in the same class with the same kids at the same level. Mine were the dumbasses. So you know you have all your friends. I mean, try to be a professor of 3 16-year-old kids. Do you think you could be focused 100% of the time?
No.
Okay. Exactly. So it was great. We did our school. We did what we had to. I mean, like you said earlier, you study when you have to study. But I mean, you fool around. I mean, you have fun. And then the women don't see you every day.
When do they see you?
The weekend. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
like,
is there like an all-girls school next door?
Yeah, that would make sense.
yeah, so I don't know if they do that in Ohio, but in Boston there's like all girls schools and all guys schools.
Yeah, they have
And
one.
they kind
the
of have like
Columbus School for
partnerships and
Girls.
fundings that are like, you know, they help both, whatever you do, your dances, your date stuff, like formals. But yeah, we had 2 like sister schools, Fondbon Academy, which sounds just the way it is, a little scary. Then there was like Ursuline, which is like a little classier version. But I never hung out with those people. It was more like the public schools, you know, because they do their Friday, like during football season, for example, like they have their town's Friday night game. Okay, they go to that. They wake up. And on Saturday, they go to our game.
Oh yeah, because you had your games on Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't
That's
have lights,
interesting.
so we didn't have Friday night
Did
lights. You know.
Did you practice on Friday?
Yeah.
Did you practice on Monday then?
That was like a lighter day. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, you
So
run.
you had 5 days practice a week.
See, you didn't have it so bad, did you?
Yeah, that would suck. It's like when we did it.
Have you? Once you get to college, you don't have a weekend.
Oh
Right,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
That's different.
Yeah, it's no. Yeah.
I'm not talking about
I'm talking about
college.
football.
Whoa, I'm not
I'm
talking
talking
about
about high
college.
school. I'm
I'm
talking
not-
about high school.
I'm talking about high school too.
I'm talking about high school. I know. I'm talking about high school. We played on Saturdays. We didn't have Friday night lights. We didn't have lights.
We were just talking about you in the girls' school. You went to a boys' high school.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know.
we're talking about.
I know. What are you confused about?
Do you?
Oh, you brought up college, but that's okay.
No, when did it?
said-
You brought up college. You thought I was talking about college.
No.
You guys kind of look alike.
I don't know. I think I'm better looking.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hey, we come from the same jeans.
Yeah. We're all wearing jeans.
You could
That-
use
that
you
is
could
a
use
first.
you could use a little tan going on over there.
I know. Well, he was in Florida. He goes to Florida every other week.
Oh, yeah, that's
He
true.
goes
That's not
over
true.
Fucking baller over there.
I don't think so.
No.
Balling on a budget.
Yeah.
Cheap fuck. Duck.
So the girls' school was fine. You guys have like mixture dances and all that crap.
Yeah, so it was like a partnership, like when you have events, they were there. So, only the school was all boys.
But you were never complete because there was no Ray Ray.
Yeah, something like that. It's
Where'd she
terrible.
go to school?
She's from Plymouth, so just the
Plymouth Rock?
Yeah, Plymouth Rock. First town
Wow.
in the U.S. There's some
Wow.
history for you.
Jamestown was first town.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've also been to Jamestown. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Never been there.
Jamestown is literally Plymouth. But
You been to D.C. yet?
No, we should go.
Dude, let's do it.
When do you
I want to go.
Let's do it.
It's pretty cool.
When do you guys want
My
to?
good friend from college actually just moved there.
Really?
Yeah, she wants me to visit all the time. I'm like, I can't.
Uh-oh.
No, real friend.
Yeah.
Business.
Okay.
Smart girl,
Yeah. Where's she live?
right in D.C.
Really?
Yeah, she went from Boston to D.C. and she's like,
What's her job? Is she important?
King of the castle. King of the
is
castle.
she important? No, not really. But she does sales for like big corporations. So,
What does she sell?
like office stuff.
Office supplies.
If you have 5 floors in the Sears Tower, you're going to need 5 floors of toilet paper, like toilet paper, paper towels.
That's what she sells? Toilet
Yeah,
paper?
but think about it. Everyone needs it.
No kidding.
Yeah. Get paid on commission. Not bad.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
They were running out of toilet paper in Washington.
No, obviously not.
Right.
But you just got to find the way. There's a lot of ways to make your money.
Yeah, dude. This
Yeah.
is the land of opportunity, America.
I agree.
But America's going soft at the same time.
America is soft now.
It's
Football's
rough.
soft now. Everything's
Football is
soft now. You
How
can't
about
say
that,
or
man?
do.
All the passing and that game last night?
60,
No goddamn defense.
63 over under. Made $100. Easy as money. Thanks to
No.
Paul Dean.
No defense. No defense.
Yeah, that's.
Hey.
I like the scoring and I like the whatever the.
Hype.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I like watching the good players score touchdowns and dance and shit. But
See,
there's
hey,
too much. That was too much. You can't score 100 points in an NFL football game. It's not the Pac-12. Not high school.
The Big 12, you mean?
What?
The Big 12. All they do is how many points can we score?
See, the thing about what you guys are talking about right now is a game, and I could have watched it last night, except Spectrum messed up.
Yeah.
What is Spectrum?
Well,
Spectrum's
no,
an
the
internet
guy that
company.
worked for Spectrum unplugged the freaking thing.
Well, that's their issue. Though. Like their employees, he has to be held accountable.
Yeah.
for
One
their
thing you
stuff.
learned about working in a corporation: no one knows anything.
Dude. I mean,
It's all one big. Think about it. No one knows the
I'm
answer to
ju- I'm just
anything. You have
saying.
to go find the answer. I mean,
yeah.
that guy that works for Spectrum doesn't know
Well, see,
everything.
that's the thing, because they had a technician come out today and fix it, and he was
Yeah.
talking to me, and he actually knew his stuff.
But
Well,
I
that's a
told you-
professional.
I told you what the problem was before he even came.
Yeah, well, we knew. We
Well,
should
then
fix
how hard
it
was it to
ourselves.
figure it out?
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, that's one thing. Now it's like kind of easier just to do it yourself if you
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Shoot, you can figure out anything. Look at all this. I figured this out through research, videos.
R&D,
R&D, baby.
What's that mean?
research and
Research and
development.
development.
Development, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to find a company where we can make money.
Hey, thanks, man.
No, come on, something actually real and attainable.
I told you, you got to buy houses. It's time.
That's facts.
Buying houses.
Well, the
would be
market is
nice.
high right now, though. That's not the time.
You can buy a house, a $200,000 house with $2,000 down. Did you know that?
1%, right?
1%. The bank gives you 2 free. So
That's
they're gonna
crazy.
give you a 4. You're going to put 2 down, they're going to give you a 4. Who in the hell wouldn't want to do that? Right?
So is
Now,
that so?
The only real stipulation is you can't make more than $75,000 a year.
Well, that's a big problem.
Well, it is.
That's
Right.
a major problem.
Well, no.
Lots of Americans
Lot-
don't make
A lot of
$75,000 a
Americans
year.
don't.
It's not a major problem, but it's a big if.
Right. But
It'd be
that
a
is-
lot easier if that if wasn't eliminated.
Yeah,
Well,
if
no,
you're-
but they figure if you make $75,000, you can put 3% down. 'cause
Yeah,
that's the next
exactly.
level. The next level is 3%.
Oh, so there's levels to this.
Yeah.
See,
I like
that's
it.
that's right there. That's everything's from a different perspective.
And
We're talking about that
I'm going to
earlier.
tell you this too. You have a high school diploma and 2 pay stubs. You can buy a house. I have a customer that's 19 years old. He's bought and sold 5 houses already.
What?
Yes. He's got 50 grand in his bank and he's balling. He's 19. People can do it. You just have to find the right deal.
Okay.
Wait a
we need to
minute.
talk about more of this now. Now I'm interesting. Now my sharkiness is coming out. Okay.
Right.
Shark Tank, great show. Learn a lot.
Shark
Yeah.
Tanks.
I mean,
Love that.
they buy a house for 15 grand, put another 15 in it, and sell it for 80. That's just how it works.
See, now we're not talking my language. What house can you buy
The-
anywhere in America
all
for
over the
15
place.
grand?
No.
All over. The repos. Yeah.
15 though.
There's been some 15s downtown. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, downtown too.
Yeah, but
That's
then you have to
interesting.
put. See, my roommate Derek, he's a real smart kid from Iowa, and he watches. No,
He's a real smart kid from Iowa.
no, but
Shit.
he's real into that like house flipping stuff. Like he's gonna do it.
Is he doing
Like
it?
instead of watching football, he watches house flipping.
Okay.
Like that's what he likes to do.
Derek needs to talk to me.
This is what I'm getting to. Derek is the brains behind the operation of Washburn, our house, right? So he's like the investing guy. He knows how he's all about generating profit.
Right.
He's a risk taker though.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a risk taker.
Takes big balls to take big
Yeah,
wins.
The biggest problem with people that buy a house to rehab it is
they don't do the rehab.
they don't know how to rehab.
So they have to outsource it.
You have an uncle
Ooh,
that does the work
Yeah, but
that you
some
can
work.
trust.
Some
No,
work.
He can do anything.
he could do anything.
That guy's a jack of all. He's MacGyver.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So the partnership should be you and him. And obviously, I can handle financing for you. You get one going.
We do need to at least get one going and see how it goes.
Right.
Of
The
course.
biggest risk is your name's on title and you have to make the payment for 2 months.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm
That's-
not worried about that. I
that's-
just
That's not a big risk,
no.
you know. So, like I said, anybody who has a job and a diploma, they can basically
High school?
they can buy a house. Yeah.
High school diploma.
Yeah, as long as they have a good job. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
They have to be able to afford it debt ratio wise, debt to income ratio. But yeah.
Right.
So most kids go to college not these days, which is fine, and they graduate college, get the diploma, and then they two pay stubs, and it works.
Right.
You
Wow.
know.
So is that what? So what about if you step up like to let's say $1 million house?
You have to qualify for it.
Right. So
Payment-wise.
let's say okay, you make like what would you have to make to do that?
Well, you have to figure out what the new payment on the house will be. Okay. First of all, when you go to $1 million, you're dealing with jumbo loans. Okay. A jumbo loan is anything above 454. Okay. So if you're going to do it in Boston, they may have like a special rider in that town, which they probably do because the houses are all bigger. So they probably go to $1 million maybe, but they're going to require a bigger down payment, that kind of thing.
So like how big are we talking?
Well, I don't know, 20%, 15%,
20%.
15%, 10%.
So they absolutely screw you once you go up in value.
Well, no, they think if you're going to buy $1 million house,
Then you must have money.
you must have money.
Right, but I mean you see people in nice houses all the time that shouldn't be living there.
You do. And the ones that you can really
So
tell,
how do they get around that?
well, they qualify for it based on debt ratio. It has to be below 50% when they start. Okay, then they run up their credit cards, and now they're not below 50%. They can't afford to put a deck on
credit cards.
it. Right.
Yeah, stay away from credit cards.
All right. Well,
Exactly.
I think that was a nice episode.
Well, you're done?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Cutting us off? We were having a talk.
We're hour and 27 minutes in. We're gonna cut it off for today.
That's the thing. We need
could
to be
talk all
more
day.
organized because we could just talk for
We
hours.
could talk all day. But if anyone's watching, thank you for watching episode 4 of the Consistent Genius Podcast with Hunter Taute, Bill Seach, and Billy Seach. We're on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Check us out, subscribe, and listen every Tuesday at 4 live on Twitch, and then upload it to the other sites by Wednesday. All right, we're logging off. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.
Peace out.
See ya.
Tuesday at 4.